Mukanya. I'm a CEO and founder at JT Devs. For today's video, we're going to continue with JavaScript. Let's see how we're going to make use of a string method. Okay, so the first step would be to create a string variable. I'm going to make use of let. So we say maybe sentence equals to hello full name. Alright. Then I'm going to make let display a particular character by using we can use an index. I'm just going to say make use of index. Okay, you see, I will say console.log sentence. Then we have to make use of a square bracket. Then you specify the index, because on a string we have characters. Yeah, so a character is combined by is a combination of characters. Yeah, so it can be characters or numbers. So let's specify 0. So 0 means that we want to retrieve the first element, because computers start counting from 0. Let's see, and then we get I. So if we want to retrieve the last element or the last character, retrieve the last character. So the best approach, what I'm going to use is first to create a variable that will order the length of our sentence. So I'm just going to make use of I equals to sentence dot length. So length is a property which will have the total amount of how many characters do we have so far. So let's see what will be the value. So I believe we're going to count it later on. Okay, so since I say that computer start counting from 0, so the first character will be 0. So else we're going to count from 1, because we're counting as a human being. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we should get 18 when we display I. So why did I include also the space? So a space is also referred as a character in programming. So let's have it up. There we go, 18. So what now? Let's retrieve the last character. Retrieve the what am I saying? Yeah, the concept was to retrieve the last character. Okay, I've already mentioned it. Okay, so now we're just going to say console.log. Then we say sentence. Okay, since we want to display the last character now, first we need to make use of the variable of that object that is holding the value. Then we specify the square bracket, because we're actually targeting a particular character. There we need to make use of a square bracket. Then inside the square bracket, we need to pass a number. Then we're going to say I minus 1. So why did I say that? Because the last character is at position 17. Remember, if you want to access element, you need to start pay attention that the first element will be index 0. That means that the last one will no longer going to be 18, it's 17. So that's why I have to say minus 1, because if we put 18 in here, we specify only I, then we're going to get a value not found, or maybe object not defined, something like that. But in other programming, we'll get an error. So let's remove -1. I want to know what would be the error in the message. Okay, undefined. So in other programming language, we definitely going to get an error. But in JavaScript, we got undefined. So now let's make use of string method. So the first one that I'm going to use is going to be a split. So it will be sentence dot, and then we specify split. So split, it's going to return an array, and then we need to specify a separator, or maybe a character that we're going to use to split. Okay, so let me try to explain this. So let's say, for instance, um, I want to split the sentence with a space. So I have to learn which character or string that you want to split your sentence with. So I'm going to stick with a space. And then if you just specify just a string, then it's going to split them by a string, which is going to be a character. So let's have a look. Yeah, so return an array. But I don't want to return that. I need to specify a space. So it's going to return nouns. Okay, so this will be the first noun, second, and third. Okay, bingo. All right. Then let's see other method that we can use. Then let's have a look at charAt dot charAt. So charAt is just going to be the same thing as we did in here with the square bracket. Then we can specify maybe I minus 2. So I want to retrieve the last second character, which will be n. Alright. Okay, so let's see. So console.log. Then I'm going to make use of a substring. So a substring allows us to get a portion of something. So let's say, for instance, I just want to display love. Okay. So first I need to know love is at what index. It's starting from which particular index. So we have to specify this will be 0, 1, 2. Then it's starting at index 2. Then you just have to specify 2 in here. Then you specify and then comma. Then how many characters do you want to retrieve? Oh, we have 4. Let me see if I put 4 in here, because in Python, if you know how many characters that you want to retrieve, then you need to hold first as value plus the starting index, which would be 6 to n in here. But let me see in JavaScript if it's going to be the same concept or not. Okay, so I'm going to just add 2 character, 2 bytes, which would be now it will be 6. So display love. Okay, so I was right. So it has the same concept as in Python. What also say dot log, and we can say sentence dot. Then we can look the last character. Okay, let me use replace. So replace first. So we need to see. Okay, I wanted to replace love with 8. Maybe it will be for another story for someone else, because I don't hate programming. I love it. So let's see if it's going to replace 8 with love. Okay, so it did. Okay, thank you guys. Bye. You subscribe.